live. Wait. I should have done some more makeup or something. Anyway, y'all, it has been a week. It has been an insane, crazy week, and I have got stories for you. I got beat up and pummeled by a lizard, and it was like seriously boob happy. I'm not even joking. And then today I got the police called on me and my husband, and I mean, do I really look like a criminal element, for crying out loud? I'm wearing a polo with my company name on it. But anyway, so it's just, oh, and then whatever in the world the stock market's doing, and everybody's like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. And I'm like, no, you'll know it when that happens. This ain't it. Or yeah. Anyway, oh, my phone is bouncing all over the place. Hold on one second. Ah! I don't know if it's better or worse now. We'll see. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, absolute mayhem this week. So, yeah, first, of course, the lizard. Okay, I'm out. I don't even what day was that? Wednesday? Thursday? I'm not sure. Ooh, the rain just started. Okay, anyway. So, I'm out, and it has been some hot weather. Okay, mind you, it's almost July in Florida, and it's hot. Like, we stay in the air conditioning. You go from the air conditioned house to the air conditioned car to the air conditioned office, and that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, you do it in reverse. That you don't go outside. It's hot, and humid and sticky, and it's just not comfortable. Anyway, I had to go out. I was looking at some properties with an investor, and he's a real nice guy. We've been working together for a while on other projects and stuff, and we we went out to this one location. Well, it's so hot out that, of course, we were like trying to stay in the shade as we were talking and kind of looking at the land and stuff. And oh, there was this big, huge, beautiful, gorgeous oak tree. I mean, they're just beautiful. The oak trees here in Ocala are just gorgeous. So we're standing underneath this oak tree, and I mean, the first branches on this thing were probably 20, 30 feet up in the air. I mean, it's a huge, huge oak tree. Absolutely gorgeous. We're standing on this sidewalk and just kind of, you know, chit-chatting right along, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, I feel thunk. I mean, it was a lot. I was like, oh my God, what just fell on me? And I knew it was probably a critter because it kind of moved. And the problem was, is when I went to look down, it kind of skittered underneath my boob. And I'm like, and you don't, like in Florida, there, especially here in Ocala, there are some rather dangerous critters. Even caterpillars. There's this one kind of caterpillar, which should already be done for the day, or for the year, this time of year. But it's this one type of caterpillar, and then it's like all over the place, and it actually loves oak trees, so it could have been that. But this one, it's like a white moth, and when it's in its caterpillar stage, if you touch it, it will like it's like fiberglass. It gets underneath your skin or something. I don't know. It stings you. And of course, my husband's allergic to pretty near everything, literally everything. He has a fire ant bite on his leg right now that it's like all swollen. I mean, he's allergic to everything. Well, he got one of those caterpillars down his shirt one time, and like his whole back was all tore up for like 3 weeks. So you don't just like, you know, unless you know what it is, you don't scrape or flip flop or whatever. You got to figure out. We also have a bug here that's a stick bug that spits acid. So you don't want to look those, you know, with you just try and keep like, oh, you know, it's one of those. There's all sorts of weird bugs in Florida. Okay. So anyway, so I'm like pulling my shirt over, trying to figure out what it is. And I was like, oh, it's just a lizard. Okay. So we have these little gecko little lizards. I mean, they don't have teeth. They're nothing. I mean, they eat bugs. I mean, they're just nothing. You can pick them right up. Once in a while, they'll get in your house, you know, so you just got to pick up the little things and fling them outside, and you're good to go. And quite frankly, I probably saved its little lizard life, because if I hadn't been there with my boob in the way, he would have smacked right onto the concrete and probably squished himself. So he had a soft landing. So, you know, I'm like, oh, it's just a lizard. And so I'm like trying to scoot. Well, he's just doing like freaking circle 8s all over my chest. finally get the thing and fling it over to the grass. And I look up and I start talking again about the about the property. And the investor is going, and so I keep talking right along, like, it's Florida. Stuff happens. And he's like, stop. I have to call my wife. And I'm like, what? Sure enough, he calls his wife and puts her on speaker. And he's like, you would not believe what just happened. And so he tells her, and he's just like in shock and awe. And he's like, and she didn't even scream. And I'm just like, what? Now, if it had been a spider, because the spiders here are like, no, you see one of those on me, I'll be doing a little happy dance. It's not so happy. But a lizard, like, you know, not a big deal. But he's just like, oh my God, that did not just happen. He's like, where did it even come from? I'm like, we're standing under a tree. But yeah, it was a pretty hard thunk. So I'm thinking he was pretty far up there. But yeah, so a little lizard almost committed suicide, but you know, was saved by my boob. That was one day this week. This week has just been weird. Really, really weird week. So I don't know how yours is going, but mine was just bizarre. Today I had the police called on me, which my husband and I, okay, we might not have really necessarily been, okay, so we might have been trespassing a little bit, but it's not for lack of trying to have permission first. Anyway, excuse me. We were trying to see some model homes, and because it was like all rainy and stuff out today, we drove all the way down almost to the villages to see these homes, and we went to the sales. So I've emailed them and I've called them, and nobody's called me back. Nobody's emailed me back. Nothing. So we just were like, it's a Saturday. They're going to be open. So we just went ahead and went down there. Well, apparently because it was raining or whatever, they decided to just leave early. So there was us and another couple just kind of wandering around like, really, we drove all the way down here to see the model homes. You know, it's in the inside. Why would you leave? That you invite the people in, you know? So the model homes were like all locked up tight. But there was these other homes that were like mid-construction right next to them. Some of them were completely completed and they were open. So I guess maybe they just didn't want the model homes because they were fully furnished and everything, to be like open because somebody would steal the furnishings. I mean, who would steal furnishings out of a model home? But anyway, so I was like, well, those are the same floor plans. So, you know, we can go in and look at those, you know, like whatever. And it wasn't even us that said that. It was actually one of the residents there was like, well, those are open and, you know, they're already sold, but, you know, they're open. They still need some work on them or whatever. And we're like, okay. So she leaves. Me, David, and this other couple were like, I guess it's a self-tour, whatever. So we're looking around and it's like, you know, they were very nice. And so we're like, well, we got the basic concept or whatever. So the other couple was like, okay, well, we've seen everything. So they leave. So David and I are just kind of like walking around and just kind of looking at, you know, the different houses and the models and everything outside. And so as we're walking back towards our car, which is way on the other side of the model homes, up rolls the police. And he's just like, bet you they're for us. And I was like, no way. And so they pull up and they get out and they go to the model homes. And I was like, oh crap, somebody called the cops on us. And he's like, I told you. And I'm like, what did we do? And he's like, well, technically we didn't have a salesperson with us. So yeah, we were trespassing. And I was just like, not for lack of calling and emailing and everything. He's like, you still have to wait for them. I was like, we came. They didn't want to be here. So he's like, explain that to the cops. I was like, oh my God. I was like, so how are we going to play this? Are we going to like make up a story? Are we going to pretend we live here? Are we literally going to tell them, hey, we're realtors with a YouTube channel? Like, what are we doing here? And he's like, I say we just play it cool and find out what they ask. And I'm like, okay. I'm like prepared to lie to the cops. So bad. So, I mean, I have our company logo on my shirt. So, I mean, he's wearing a polo. He's 65 years old. We're not going to outrun him. But we had a really good laugh just thinking about it. So we walk up to them and we're both like rolling laughing. And so we come up and the police had gone to the front door of the model home, and they're like, nobody was in there, of course, because the salespeople all left, and we're like, yeah, they left. That's closed. And they're like, oh, okay. So then they start walking around the model homes and they're trying all the doors and stuff. We're like, what in the world? And they were like, oh, these are really cute. And the one starts shopping the model home the same as we were. And we're like, yeah, they're really nice. It would be great if we could go in, but oh well. And I was like, we're leaving now. And they're like, okay. And they're like, yeah, it doesn't matter. We still have to do our due diligence. But they didn't go to the houses that we were actually at to check on those. They only went to the model homes. And he's like, it's really good that they didn't roll up while we were inside one of the new construction homes. And I was like, I'm ready to leave. You? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Y'all. I don't even know. It's been just one of those weeks. It's just been... Oh my goodness. I don't know. And then we went to get ice cream tonight because we went out to dinner and that was really nice. And we actually got some videos and stuff because I've never shown you guys that particular restaurant. We really like it. So, so we were like, well, should we get dessert here? I'm like, no, let's go to the ice cream place over in Bellevue because it's on the way home. He's like, okay, so we go there, and the line was like insane crazy, but there was also 2 fire trucks and in the ambulance. We're like, oh my goodness, what happened? They stopped for ice cream. It was hot outside. It was hot as Hades outside. So yeah, they all stopped for ice cream. So I was like gonna get some pictures of the ice cream place to show you guys where the ice cream place was that everybody loves going to. It's like hand-dipped ice cream. It's really good. And so it was like a whole slew of firemen, and I'm not gonna say that they weren't they could be on a calendar and I would buy it, but my husband perks right up and he's like, hey, you're gonna be on YouTube, and they're like, what? And I'm like, oh my God, I could just die. So he goes, yeah, my wife's on YouTube and she's taking pictures, and he's like, y'all want to be on? So you're gonna get a video in the not too distant future with a whole bunch of really cute guys on it from the fire department and EMTs. And that was my husband's idea. I didn't do that on purpose. That was him. Not that I'm gonna complain at all, but that was definitely him. That was not me. It was funny. He didn't look at him like that. He was just like, oh, you want to be in it? Yeah. Oh God. Was crazy. So yeah, that's my week so far. How's your week been going? Who's all on here? I don't know. It keeps going up and down as far as like who's watching and who's not. So I don't know. I'm trying to mess with the thing so I can see chats. Live chat. Okay, I think. Anyway, I've been sitting here talking for almost 15 minutes. Who's all on here? Probably nobody. I don't know. Oh, what else has been going on? Oh, I got in trouble with Amazon tonight. As if today wasn't like, as crazy enough. So I have been wanting to get an outdoor patio set for like forever. Literally forever. For like a couple years now. They are just Oh, they're so expensive. And of course, you know, the one I want is like really, really expensive. Excuse me, like $1,000. It's crazy for a patio set. But you know, I want like, I don't want like a table and chairs. I want like, you know, like a sectional, like a couch for outside, and you know, that like kind of you can put, it raises the back, and I want like, you know, bougie. So because I love sitting outside. We have these fans and it mists water and stuff, so of course I want to make sure that, you know, the cushions, because I want cushions like crazy. But I want to make sure that the cushions, you know, can handle water and extreme sun that we have here. But I have a really cute little patio area out there. So anyway, I finally found one. And it was several $100s, but you know, it wasn't 1,000. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Now normally, if it, okay, it's just, I went ahead and got, I got this patio set because technically I had a whole bunch of points I used, and a couple of coupons and a few other things. So I got it right at the limit, and then it was just shipping on top of it. So I was thinking it would come like later on this week and I'd be able to talk. No, it came early. We came home tonight and there's like 3 massive boxes on our front porch, and my husband's looking at me like, what did you do? I'm like, yeah, honey, about that patio set I've been wanting for a while. I found one on sale. And he's like, mm-hmm. He's like, well, I've been looking for one too, and I can't find one, you know, for a deal. Because if it's not a deal, we're not going to get it. And I was like, well, I finally found a deal. And he's just like, uh-huh. He's like, you went over the limit a little, didn't you? And I was like, well, because it's not like a limit. It's just kind of, you know, we're going to chat about it first, if it's a certain amount. So, but yeah, it was like right on the limit, and I'm like, ah. So I went ahead and got it. But yeah, it's one of those, like, you have to put it together yourself though. So there's that anyway. But yeah, so I'll probably be doing that in the heat tomorrow. Anyway, but yeah, I'll get a video for you, what it looks like when it's done, because it should be cute. I hope it's cute, because yeah, even though it was like way less than what I was thinking I was gonna have to pay, it's still a lot more than I want to pay. I wanted one for like $100. Why can't I get an entire sectional patio set for like $100? You can't even get the cushions for that. It's so expensive. But yeah, I went ahead and got it, and my husband wasn't too mad, so I was like, whew, he actually seemed okay with it. Just kind of like, yeah, but he knows. He's been looking for it too. Anything I really want to get, he's normally like right there with me. He'll, you know, we work together to get anything. So we talk about it and stuff first. So this, we've been talking about it for a couple of years. But I went ahead and pulled the trigger and did not share that information with him because it was right on the limit. So I was like, anyway, you know, if you know, you know. But yeah. So anyway, what are you guys up to? I don't see anybody chatting tonight. Everybody's just quiet. Y'all are watching me like I'm a TV. There's dialogue. Y'all just chat. It's okay. I don't know. My internet went out for a second, so I switched over to cell. Over here, we use, what do we have in Ocala? I have Verizon. I've had Verizon for forever and a day. I had T-Mobile, but T-Mobile had a lot more spots that were not so great. And I had been using T-Mobile for years, and I'd been spending money on T-Mobile every month. And then my phone died, and they would not give me a break to save my life. And I'm like, okay, well then forget it. I'm going to Verizon. So I switched over to Verizon, and I've had that for, oh man, it's been probably a dozen years. And you know, so I'm pretty happy with it. But we have like unlimited everything. I think it's like $50, and then if you allow them to do an automatic deduction, you get $10 off. So $40 per line, and it's unlimited everything. It's not bad. It's really not bad. So anyway, oh, Lexi's on here. Hey, Lexi. You would not believe the week I've had. It's some craziness. I was attacked by a lizard. I almost got, well, I got the police called on me today. It's been a thing. It's been a thing. You're gonna have to rewatch this later, but oh my goodness, it has been. And then I about got myself in trouble with my husband tonight from Amazon packages that they came too early. They were supposed to come later in the week, and they came early. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. You're supposed to know when Amazon is showing up, so you either know to like hide the boxes or warn your husband. I got neither of those options. You'll have to. I'm like 20 minutes in now. It's all out. I've got the stories. But yeah, you have to rewatch because, oh my goodness. It's been a week. Got attacked by a lizard. It was a thing. But yeah, today was just kind of crazy. We got our daughter. We were thinking she would want to come and hang out with us. We're cool people. She's 14. We figured, like, let's go find some trouble. Mind you, we found trouble. But, like, let's go out to dinner. Let's go hang out. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. It'll be fun. She's like, no, I'd rather stay at home in the air conditioning. Okay. I thought we were fun, but apparently not. And then I get a phone call that her brother is in town. Our son, that kid that we raised. Yeah, he's in town. Didn't know. And he's wanting to pick her up and take her to the movies, his treat. And she's like, Mom, can we go? Can I go? Can I go? She doesn't have to escort him anymore because he's like, I don't know, he'll be 21 in September. Anyway. But we're like, yeah, you can go. So, of course, we're not fun, but apparently he still is. So, go figure. But, yeah, so she went out. They're at the movies right now. So, hopefully we'll get to see them both when their movie is over. Like, what is that? But I was like, what movie are you going to go and see? Because, yeah, he probably could. At 21, he could probably get her into an R-rated, right? But, yeah, she doesn't do that, so. It's fine. I know some parents are fine with it. We're not. We're going to have to be the ones to deal with the aftermath of her freaking out. So, like, just no. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I don't even know what movies are out right now. We saw Top Gun, and that was awesome. That was absolutely amazing. But the main thing was going to that movie theater, that epic movie theater here that they've got that's actually only like 15 minutes from me. Oh, it is so nice. They have recliners that they're which I'm sitting in an electric recliner right now, but I've never had that at the movie theater. And they have like these big, huge aisles, and oh, it is nice. I was worried I was going to hear all the recliners all through the movie going back and forth and up and down. And I was, nope, not at all. They were really comfortable, and it was pretty cool laying out and watching Top Gun. Oh my good. I was on the edge of my seat. I don't know if y'all have seen it or not, but the sequel from bazillion years ago, it was amazing. Really not going to give you any spoilers, so we'll just leave that alone. But it really, really, really was good. I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan, but it was a really, really good movie. Definitely one of the better ones I've seen of his. So, just awesome. And I'm sorry, y'all can hate me if you want, but it was way better than the first one. Hands down, way better than the first one. So, it was great. I really loved it. But yeah, that movie theater, I was like, can we go back? Oh, and I got my little radios. I've got I got those in. So we haven't been to the drive-in since I got the Prius because we don't know so when you go to the drive-in, there's two opposing screens and you're parked in between. And depending on which movie you want to watch, you face that way in the car, which is all well and good, except that when we took our Honda CR-V down there the last time, you turn on the radio, and that has different, there's two different radio stations that play the sound for the different movies. So, depending if you're on this screen, you tune it to like 95.5 or what, I don't know, whatever it is. And then if you're on the other one, it's 96 point whatever. So anyway, but the whole time you of course don't want all the lights on the car on or anything like that. So you just, you turn on the car, but not the engine. Yeah, our car went dead. Because the cars now are made with so many lights and, you know, doohickeys and whatever. So it drains the engine, especially since there's not one movie, but two. So you're sitting there for like 4 hours with the engine turned off. And you don't want to turn on the engine because you're mid-movie and so is everybody else. You don't want to be too loud. Anyway, but they have this guy in the little mid part. Oh my goodness, the drive-in is the best. It's really great. So this guy, you go into the concession stand or whatever, and he, you know, you just let him know, hey, my car is dead, and he has this little battery pack, and literally all the newer vehicles are all just lined up, and he has to charge every one of them. So it's so sad. So I was like, you know, what is this going to do to my Prius? So I'm like, you know, we probably could leave it on. I mean, it's not loud. The engine is not loud at all. But at the same time, for 4 hours, I know it's battery mostly, but at the same time, it's like $5 a gallon right now. So anyway, so I got these little radios and I was like, this could work. So, I mean, they're just little, from Amazon, of course. So they're these little radios and you can actually plug in the earbuds. And so even if the kids want to watch the movie behind us, they could watch that movie and we can watch this movie. So I'm like, we're golden. So I'm all set and ready to go. Well, it's been storming every Saturday, it seems like. It's raining right now. So my husband's like, oh, I don't want to go to the drive-in when it's raining. They're rain or shine, they're still playing the movie. I'm like, it'll probably just be nice and cool out. And he's like, oh, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. They play at the drive-in 7 days a week. It is always on. So whatever. But so maybe tomorrow. But I'm dying to try out the little transistor radios or whatever. See if it works any better. I don't even know if all 4 of us need one. I might just stick one. I might just take him for a date night and just leave the kids. Like, they want to do their own thing anyway. We're not cool. So we'll go have a date night in the Prius and just have our little transistor radios up there so we don't kill the car battery again. But I mean, they were like, I think $8 or, they were like nothing. And it's like a AA battery. I was like, I'll bring some extra batteries just in case. But what's really cool is the concession stand. Now you would think the drive-in movie theater has got like maybe some popcorn and stuff. No, this place, it's almost gourmet. They have muffaletta sandwiches and just all sorts of really great stuff. And from your car, you can actually order and they will bring it to your spot. You just tell them what spot you're in and they'll bring it to your car. It's pretty cool. So yeah, you have delivery. It's just neat. Yeah, yep. So I've been dying to do a video for you guys because, you know, this is like such a thing in Ocala. All during COVID, it was like really super busy. But yeah, we were watching movies. No new movies came out for like a year, but they were replaying old movies. And yeah, we all still got to go to the movies because, how safe could you be? You were in your own car. So yeah, the drive-in movie theater was like super popular because we would even have, when I went for, there's like breakfast things for Chamber of Commerce. We still had those, but we had them at the drive-in. So they had like this truck trailer rig that came in and they had that as the stage. And then all of us were in our cars. It would just play over the radio. So we're sitting in our car and we even got breakfast because they had they had breakfast sandwiches or whatever in a bag from, I think it was Sunny's or something. And so you just kind of roll down your window and they tossed it inside. But it was cool. We still went to the Chamber of Commerce events all through quarantine and everything. Because you're in your own car. How can you possibly get... It was funny. But they actually did, not during the month of quarantine, but, after that. But they actually had, testing there So you'd actually just drive through. So you'd get your breakfast sandwich in the bag that they kind of chucked in, and then you can go and do testing. They had free testing there. So it was one of the test sites. So it was like, okay, well, I'm going to go in and get my breakfast sandwich and get my COVID test, and then go and listen to what's going on in the county. And it was kind of cool. So yeah, kind of interesting. Let's see. I'm so glad you guys are on here. You guys actually chat. Do you happen to know if they would allow a dog? I know that they actually did have, they were trying to break the Guinness records. I think it's this month they were trying to do that. With the most dogs going to watch a movie. So I don't know if it's like all the time, which I would imagine it is, but I would check online. But yeah, they had the entire, I don't know if it was this weekend even, but they had the entire thing. Everybody brought a dog or 2 or 6 or whatever, because they were trying to have the most dogs at a movie premiere ever. And it would have been in the Guinness. So I don't know if they got it or not, but I don't have a dog, so I didn't get to go. But yeah, we're super dog friendly in Ocala. There's a lot of, pretty much any restaurant that has outdoor seating. Yeah, definitely. Pretty much every time I go to Lowe's, somebody has a dog or more in there. Or I don't know, we have dog parks all over the place. But yeah, so in most of the parks, the regular parks, you know, you can take a dog to. So I don't know, it's just super, like, everybody has a dog here, I honestly think. So we've been looking for another dog, but there's no way that we'll get one as wonderful as our dog that passed away. So it's been kind of hard. So, oh yeah, if you had brought 4, would have been awesome. They were really trying to up those numbers. So they had over downtown, the farmers market on Saturday. That's definitely pet friendly. And they actually have like pet parades, and you can like dress up your dog or put some cool shades on or something like that. So yeah, I know that's pet friendly. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, pretty much anything that's outdoors. They'll tell you if it's not pet friendly, more so than actually stating if it is, because it's just like all of the events are pet friendly normally. So yeah, kind of funny. But yeah, it was just kind of funny that you brought that up. Like, is it pet friendly for your dog? And I'm like, actually, they were just trying to do that. Like, what's the weird things they put in the Guinness book at this point is just insane. Like, but that's one of them. As many dogs as possible, or pets. I don't know if it was dogs or pets, but dogs primarily. All at the premiere. I don't even know what movie they were watching, but I did see that this week that they were trying to get pet owners to come down there. It's such an odd town. It really is. Just a really well, tonight I already mentioned this, but yeah, my husband and I stopped to get ice cream over at this ice cream. It's kind of an ice cream shack. I mean, it's like this little hot pink place. Everybody knows, like Bellevue ice cream. Everybody knows it as Bellevue ice cream, but it actually has another name. I don't know if it's Lexi's ice cream. I don't remember what the name of it is, but Lucy's maybe. I don't know. But it's this hot pink building in Bellevue. Everybody knows it has a drive-through, or you can walk up. Well, anyway, we went to get the ice cream, and there's like a fire truck, 2 fire trucks, and an ambulance parked there. And we're like, what just happened? Did our ice cream place burn down? What happened? And then we looked over. No, it was all the firemen and the EMTs were getting ice cream. So they had stopped to get ice cream, and then all of the cars were like backed up because there's like 20 firemen. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a real quick video to show everybody this cool place. And so I go up and I'm trying to get pictures and videos, but there's all these EMTs and firemen standing there. So I'm like trying to kind of get around them and stuff. And then I finally was just like, screw it. They're just going to be in the video. I don't know. So my husband pipes right up, really loudly tells them, he's like, y'all are going to be on YouTube. I just could have died. Okay, because these guys are, they could be on a calendar without a problem. And so they're like, oh, we are? And I was like, he's like, yeah, my wife's on YouTube. And I'm going, oh, shoot me now. I'm like, the ice cream place, and I wasn't like trying to put, and then they start cheesing and like, you know, kind of like trying to be on YouTube. So you're going to see a video in the not too distant future about the Bellevue ice cream place that's really good with a whole bunch of firemen posing. Blame my husband for that. That was not my idea. Anyway, how's the housing market? Oh, it's been a week. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if you caught the Monday update, but yeah, there was let's see, we had like 230 houses hit the market in Marion County, and we had 230 price reductions. Yeah. So, yes, it, yeah, it was a little crazy. It was a little crazy. A lot of sellers are reducing their prices because so many buyers have been kicked right from the market. They aren't able to, they're either not able to qualify for a house, or they're just not going to get that much of a house. Because let's say they were approved for, let's say they were approved for 200,000, or 250,000 is probably more accurate. Let's say they were approved for 250,000. Now, because of the higher interest rates and their debt to income ratio is and all of that, they can only get an approval for like 200. I mean, it was a huge amount. It wasn't like a little bit. It was like a good $50,000, $100,000 difference. So if all of those people got kicked down to 200,000, that means there's a lot of houses that were thinking they were going to get 250, and now they don't have as many buyers in their buyer pool. So there was a lot of price reductions. I think a lot of sellers kind of freaked out as well because of those higher interest rates and what's going on with the stock market and everything else. They're just like, just sell it and sell it now. So they're kind of going on a clearance sale. Not nearly as much as I would like, but they are getting them. They're wanting to get the houses sold. So, because it's kind of now or never kind of thing for them. But it's been a seller's market for a couple years now. It's been a good ride. If they didn't get their house sold before now, that's kind of more on them, don't you think? So, I've been saying it for months. If you're wanting, for months, I've been saying it for a couple of years. If you were wanting to sell your house, now's the time. Now's the time. Now's the time. Even if you're not in my market, like, even if I'm not the one selling your house, it's okay. Just like, you're at the top of the market. If you're curious if you're at the top of the market, you're at the top of the market, and it's now starting to go down. So let's go. But yeah, I say that and I say that and I say that, and everybody's like, oh, she's just a realtor. She's just a salesperson. She's just trying to get me to do what she wants me to do. No, that's not how it works. Not for me anyway. Because if I just say what I want instead of what is accurate, then nobody's going to trust me. Nobody's going to want to do business with me. Nobody's going to listen to me. So my word is basically pointless. So yeah. Time to go. Let's go. So, yeah. So the people that actually listened, got their houses sold, they got top of the market. They're in really good shape right now. Everybody else they're struggling, and they're trying to kind of beat the clock right now, because those are starting to go down and in market price. So, hey, Dustin. So yeah, kind of interesting. So everybody that sold prior and that they got top of the market, which is awesome. That's really, really exciting. But now it's starting to kind of turn. I don't know if it's going to go all the way into a buyer's market. I think that's kind of, but it should at least go into a stable market, which would be nice. It would be really nice to get into a normal, stable market again. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely ready for it. I keep hearing from people that are like, oh, you're a realtor. You must be having so much fun right now. It must be so great. And I'm like, are you out of your mind? I don't like this. This sucks. This is not fun. We have to sell the same customer 6 houses. That means I have to do the same job 6 times because we go and show them a house and show them a house and show them a house and show them a house. And then they're like, okay, this one, I'm going to do a full price offer. And guess what? They don't get that house. So then we have to start from scratch and we show them a house and show them a house and show them a house and show them a house. And they're like, okay, this is the one. Full price offer and then some. And they still don't get the house. So we get to start over. Does that sound like fun to you? It's not fun. It is terrible. And then the whole time we have to keep shooting them down and say, I'm so sorry. I know you offered like way above asking price. And I know that you've been like, you know, you're in really great shape. You have like no debt. You have a great credit score. You have all this down payment. You still can't have a house. That's not fun. That is so not fun. And over and over and over again, the same people over and over and over again telling them, I'm so sorry, you can't. I'm so sorry, but it's no. Oh, maybe next time. Oh, you were the second one, but not the first one. Let's do this again. I mean, they get so pummeled. It's just, it really, it's not fun. And you can't really be a listing agent because there aren't that many listings. So, because the people that are selling have nowhere to go to purchase a house. They're like, well, if I sell my house for like $400,000, that's the most I'll ever make on my house. That's amazing. But then when I go and buy something, I can't afford what I want or what I have already. So what's the point? It's like, well, you got a point there. So, you know, it's been not fun at all. The last couple of years, it's been pretty terrible to everybody. Oh, thank you, Dustin. But you know, it's okay. It is okay. We have been able to work around it. We worked with a lot of builders, calling up builders and finding out what their inventory is long before it hits the market, and getting offers on before anybody else. That helped immensely. Excuse me. So we were able to help a lot of people to purchase new construction because the resale houses were about the same price as the new construction houses. So why not? So we did do that. We've gotten, I think one of my agents was actually signing a deal last night at like 9 o'clock. She was like, hey, I got a house under contract. It was brand new construction with D.R. Horton. I'm like, great. Never was on MLS. You know, we had to basically try and work around this huge pool of buyers. So the houses are obviously still getting sold. People still need homes. They still need to live somewhere. And the rental market is horrifically bad. That's actually not going to get any better. That's actually probably going to get worse as far as the rental rates and everything, because all of those buyers that got kicked out of the market, they have to live somewhere. So they're going to be all fighting for the rentals that are really not out there. So, yeah, so rentals are going to be sky high for a while, but I don't know. It is what it is. A little bit different. So hopefully that answers your question in under 15 minutes. But yeah, it's been an interesting week or two. Very, very interesting. So, but yeah, did you know the luxury market, you would think it was just like the lower end houses, but no, it's actually the luxury market across the nation. They took an 18% hit last month. Across the nation, luxury homes down 18%. Well, 17.9, but you know, 18%. So yeah, luxury houses are, so yeah, kind of painful. Because yeah, people can't, if you can't buy at the top of your price range, I don't know. I don't know why anybody would want to buy in the top of their price range, but teach their own. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so what else is going on? What's going on with everybody? I'm like sitting here talking for 45 minutes straight. It feels like 5 minutes. That is a talkaholic. Well, at least I found the right job. Live chat. There we go. Yeah. John said it's awesome for those who did get their deal. Yeah, it is. It really is. For those that hit the market when they were supposed to, sold when they were supposed to, got everything. Yeah, it was, because it's been weird, been very weird. So yeah, I think new construction right now is still the better deal, because at some point the resale houses will be less expensive than the new construction. But we've not really seen that yet. We will soon, because the cost to build a house and paying the laborers and stuff like that is still pretty high. I mean, have you seen the price of wood and concrete and all that? Whew, windows. So that's still pretty high, but the resale houses, you know, they can come down a little bit. So I think the resale houses will have to come down a bit. The farmers markets, oh my goodness, we have so many of them. The farmers market downtown is really cool. That's just really fun. They have like microgreens and Mushroom Man in there. I don't know what his actual name is, but that's what we call him. He has like a bunch of different kinds of mushrooms. He knows everything there is to know about fungi. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, that's a really cool place to go and get some great stuff. They also have a farmer's market over at On Top of the World. I think that one's on Thursdays, if I remember correctly. I've been to it not too long ago. That one's really fun. It's over by like Sid's Cafe and Master the Possibilities. So right in that little square right there. Oh my goodness. Then there's a farmer's market that's open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over at the Market of Marion, the big flea market, and that huge, massive flea market. There's like one whole section that's just a farmer's market, fruits and vegetables. That's pretty cool. So, and normally you can get some deals in there, because if you buy in bulk, yeah, you can get some great deals. So, you know, depending on what's growing right now. So normally in like February or March, I'll go down there and I'll get my strawberries for the year. We don't have a problem with frozen. So so I go down there and, you know, I'll be like, okay, what if I get like 10, you know, I don't know what they're called, but the 10 big old boxes of them. Big, like, you know, yeah. So if I get like 10 of those, I was like, what's the best deal that you can give me? And then, you know, normally right about the same time, there's a whole bunch of other vendors that all have strawberries too, because that's what's growing. So, you know, I'll check around, then I'll come back and, you know, whichever one has the nicest strawberries for the least amount, I'll get them from there. We just take them home, clean them, cap them, and put them in freezer bags. And that's what I have for the year. So I've gotten flat. Yes, that's it. Thank you. So I think the least amount I've paid for a flat was $4.40, which is pretty good. Sorry. But yeah, $4.40 for a flat was like, okay, not bad. But I had to buy 11 of them. That was a lot. And it was normally I go on Sunday right before they're closing. So instead of them loading up into the truck, because, you know, it's going to go bad. You know, it's not like it's going to wait another week. And what are you going to do with 11 flats of strawberries? So sometimes you'll end up with like good deals like that. So normally on Sunday, I'll go right around noon and just buy up everything, you know, if I want to put it in the freezer or something. So not that I don't trust the Jolly Green Giant or anything, but I would rather clean it, cap it, and put it in my freezer myself. So I know, kind of weird. For blueberries, we just had blueberry season not too long ago, and we go and pick those ourselves. So yeah. So we go and get them, you know, by the pound. And, well, you know, we go and pick them right off the bushes, and we go to Abshire Farms, but there's a lot of blueberry farms, like a lot of blueberry farms in Marion and Citrus County. So we go and get those and, you know, just put them in our freezer. So yeah, our freezer is full of basically smoothie ingredients pretty much all year long. But yeah, you know, all of that. Aldi is actually pretty good for fruits and vegetables too. It depends on the Aldi. Some of them are better than others, depending on who the store manager is, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I like going to Aldi because they do, you know, what's in season. And if you get, you know, what's in season, it's normally less expensive and it's much better taste and flavor. It just feels like the stuff that you get off season, it just has like no flavor to it. It's really weird. So we prefer getting stuff in season and freezing when possible. Bananas are something that we definitely get in bulk at times. So I don't know what banana season is. I can tell you all the other seasons, but bananas just always seem to be available somewhere in the world. But yeah, if you want to have like the absolute best smoothies ever, don't use ice. Take your bananas and peel off the banana and then slice them up and then put them in freezer bags and put that in. Oh, it's so good. It's so thick and sweet and creamy, just by having like bananas, blueberries, and strawberries, but no ice. You just use the frozen bananas. Oh, so good. Throw a little bit of orange juice in there or something for a bit of a kick. It's great. So yeah, so our kids basically, they know they can make smoothies pretty much all the time. Pineapples, you can also get pineapples down there pretty cheap. Mangoes, because all of that stuff is actually fairly local. They grow it down in like Miami and stuff, so you know, a few hours away. I don't know, but yeah, that one's one of the ones that we really like, is the one down in Summerfield, Markets of Marion. I bring my own bags, even like the reusable bags. It's great. Makes it so much easier, because otherwise you'll end up with like 10, 15 different plastic bags from every vendor. It's just chuck it in. Just keep chucking it in. They also have some gardening places down there too. So if you want to, like, there's one that's like an orchid lady. All she does is has like a bazillion different kinds of orchids. Another one, she does like a whole bunch of, you know, herbs and vegetables and stuff like that. Others, it's like flowering bushes and shrubs and stuff. And I don't know, they all have something. But that's like in a different section. So anyway, crazy stuff that we spend our time on. I know. I don't know. Somebody asked me if we do canning in Florida, and I'm like, canning? We don't really need to, mostly because we always have a season for something. So, you know, for like I said, some things we freeze, but not can. I can't imagine canning strawberries. I mean, canning jam maybe, but not strawberries. But we don't really like canned tomatoes and stuff. We don't really need to do that because it's just so, we have like at least 2 growing seasons. We have spring and fall. So, I mean, right now I have like probably 20 tomatoes out on my plants right now, but I could probably get them to grow 3 times, depending on how I did my garden. So, I mean, you really don't need to can stuff because you can grow stuff like fairly all year long, really. Even during the winter isn't very harsh. So if you cover the plants or have like a little, you know, semi greenhouse, then yeah, you could do that. But you only need it for maybe 2 months out of the year, if that. The rest of the time, you know, if you've got a 10-month growing season, you really don't need to can. Just no. Right now it's basically too hot outside. Especially during July and August, it's too hot, so you have to actually do like a sunshade. Otherwise, your plants will all get burnt. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, so many, it's hard to keep up with them, actually. There's actually there's a new restaurant that's opening in front of our office, really. It was an old Pizza Hut that had closed down, I mean, for at least the last 10 years. But that's opening up. That's called The Doozy. And I think it's going to be like sandwiches and stuff, American food. But I'm kind of, truthfully, very excited because I saw their Reubens online. And I'm like, yes, I will take one of those. So that one is opening up pretty soon, but there's like, it just seems like every week there's a new restaurant opening up. Tonight we went to Eaton's Beach, which is kind of, it's on Lake Weir. So kind of close to the Villages. I don't know. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. So you're going to cook, Lexi. If you come here in August, just keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, no, there's businesses opening like crazy. There's a huge building being built on 60th right now, and I tried to get the Chamber of Commerce to tell me who it was that was leasing out that business, because it's got to be a pretty big business. It's right over by the airport. It's a huge building. I think it's 2 buildings, in fact, together. And they told me, well, we can tell you that Mox is the one building. And I'm like, well, yeah, there's a sign right outside. I can read that. I was like, who is leasing the building? And they're like, well, we can tell you it was leased to somebody, but we can't tell you who yet. And I'm like, that helps me not at all. I'm supposed to be the one in the know. Come on. So I don't know who, what company is going to get that, but it's going to be a major company. And so there's going to be even more employment. And that's just that one location. There's actually a lot of businesses opening up, and a lot of companies, major companies that are coming to Ocala. So even more stuff. As far as tech, that is something that it just seems like we're missing here so far. I can't say completely missing. We do have a few very small companies. But yeah, we don't really have a lot of in the tech field down here yet. So I was just talking to Kevin over at the Chamber of Commerce, the CEP, we call it Chamber and Economic Partnership. But yeah, we really don't have too much tech yet, which means, of course, that we'll probably get tech jobs pretty soon. Anything that's missing, we got to have it. So a lot of engineering. We do have, and now, of course, I'm not going to be able to remember, but there's like a military kind of tech engineering company that we do have here. And, of course, I do not remember the name of it off the top of my head. If my husband was in here, he would know. But we do have that one. Oh, it's like a... I could tell you the address of the place, but I cannot tell you the name of it. It's one of the better employers in the world, and I cannot remember the name. Anyway, but yeah, we do have them, and I know they do some tech, and it's like military and all of that. There's always a police stationed right there, just, I don't know for what reason, but to watch the traffic go by. But yeah, there is some, a little bit, but I think that's something that we'll definitely see more of in the next few years. But again, I don't know what companies are coming in to lease those big, huge, massive buildings. So who knows? I know we do have, we have like E1, we have Amazon, we have Chewy, we have AutoZone, we have, we have with signature brands. I don't know, we have a lot. Cheney Brothers. There's a lot of jobs here. Basically, you can walk down the street and get like 20 job offers. There's a lot of jobs available right now. But, if you want to actually work there. So, my sister just started over at Cheney Brothers, so she's pretty excited about that. And she was really excited because they offered her the night shift from like 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. or something. She's like, yes, so excited. Finally, a job that works with my sleep schedule. And I'm just like, okay. And she's like, plus they offered to pay me more because it was the night shift. And I'm like, more power to you. I don't want to do that, but okay. So she's just super excited about that. She loves working there. She's already, some of her friends were already working there. So she's like, just super excited about it. So, and she's like, oh my goodness, the benefits, the pay, everything is like super good. So she's really happy. So that's Cheney Brothers. But there's a lot. Rainy, there's just so many jobs here. It's crazy. So yeah, if you're wanting to get, a decent pay job, yeah, this is actually becoming a really good place for that. So for a long time we were like minimum wage capital, I think, but but now it's really, we've gotten some really great higher paying jobs here. Thanks a lot to the city of Ocala and Chamber of Commerce. We're kind of working together, bringing companies that we're going to pay above average wages. So that was really good. And more of them are coming in, so even better. But yeah, now we just need more houses. more roads, and more schools. Those three things would be really helpful. Oh yeah, we definitely have those. We've always had those. Yeah, especially since, you know, the village is not too far from us either. So yeah, we have a lot of assisted living facilities. I mean, it's Florida. A lot of people come down here that are more elderly than others. But you know, that's, I don't know. I think they just like the refrigeration in the ACs that we have down here. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's rude. Um, but we do. We have a lot of senior citizens down here. It is. It's a state of retirement. That's just a state of mind. And it's kind of funny because they come down here and it's not like they're like, you know, everybody's like, oh, they're coming down there to die. No, they're coming down here to have their second childhood. Okay. They come down here and I swear, you go down to the villages, it is like a frat party all the time. They are crazy down there. So no, they really do. They have like their second or third childhood again. I don't know. But yeah, it's like a frat house. It's crazy. Board and care. With the assisted living, they have a lot of different assisted living facilities. You can have where you have like a separate living, you know, like a house, and you just have a phone on the wall, and if you need a doctor or a nurse there like ASAP, you have it. Or you have where you're more in an assisted living facility where it's like full-time care 24/7. So it really just depends. It depends on how much or how little that you want or need. Sometimes they'll have facilities that have both. They'll have like sections where, you know, it's as needed, and then there's another section where it's like full-on care, and sometimes you'll start in one section and end up in another. But it's just kind of, you know, it's good to have options, really. And, you know, things can change in the blink of an eye, especially as you get older. So maybe you don't need that much care, and then something happens, and then you need 24/7 care. There's also a lot of home health care nurses. I mean, a lot. So, I mean, the goal is to be and remain independent for as long as possible and not to have to change your lifestyle. So if you're like in a 55+ community, there's a lot of resources there already set up for you, because just because it's 55+ doesn't mean you're not going to be there when you're 85+. My mother-in-law, for example, which I'm not going to say her age because she will be very upset with me. She is, we'll say that she's a very young, in her 80s. But she lives in a 55+ community, and she has her own car, her own house, and I was chewed upside and down the other because I went to assist her out of the car one time. We'll never do that again. She's like, if I need your help, I will ask for it, but don't treat me like I'm old. Yes, ma'am. Okay, no problem. So she's feisty. But she's maintained her independence, and, you know, I can't fault her for that. So, but at some point, she'll probably either need to live with us, or she will need 24/7 care, which we wouldn't be able to provide. So, you know, right now she has, you know, neighbors that come over and help, or she has us come over and help, because there are some things she can't do. She just doesn't want to, can't do it, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, so I did show her how to shop on Amazon, though, and set her up with an account. So that was very helpful. She is really enjoying Amazon. She's like, it is great. I don't have to go and buy water bottles anymore. I was like, okay. So she's like, it just shows up at my door. I'm like, yes, it does. She's like, this is awesome. I've created a monster. My husband's like, yeah, thanks a lot for that. If you can actually, you know, help somebody that is older to figure out shopping at home on Amazon, oh my goodness. It's insane. Yeah, she definitely outshops me any day. But yeah, no, she's just thrilled. She doesn't have to go shopping because it's hard for her, you know, to go and, you know, she wants to get the best deal and shop at different stores, and it's a little too difficult at this point. So having all of that at her fingertips definitely helps. But again, that's to help maintain her independence, and same with a lot of other people. But having home health care, if you can do that, if you want to stay at facilities where you just have immediate access to a doctor or nurse 24/7, that's awesome. If you need 24/7 care, and you don't want to have somebody with like dementia that has like a kitchen, those two don't mix. Because, you know, they turn the stove on and then forget. It's not. So, you know, there's facilities that don't have kitchens and all of their food is made. So it just depends. It really just depends. And the Villages has all of those different options and then some, because it's an entire city created for the over 55. Entire thing. The whole thing. And it's getting bigger. It's a huge, huge city. It's crazy. But yeah, they have a lot of entertainment and stuff. Any locksmith companies? Yeah, gobs of them. We use the one over on 8th Avenue. I don't know about the Villages. I'm sure they do, but we either use a maintenance person with our company because we have property management. So, you know, just to change out locks, we use, you know, property management people. But other than that, there's also locksmith companies if it's something a little more difficult, I guess. But yeah, we're pretty much pros at drilling out a lock at this point. You would not even, it's shocking how many people do not turn in their keys, or they've changed their locks, don't turn in their keys, and then move out. Like, we can magic them open? Like, what are you guys doing? So, and they're like, oh yeah, I left them on the kitchen counter. Wonderful. How do I get to the kitchen counter? So, yeah, fun. So we get to drill out the locks. Literally drill straight in. Yeah, and then you change out the locks. I don't know. Pretty much anybody at this point in property management can change out a lock. So, yeah, because it just happens so often. But our maintenance people go out and do that for us. But if it has anything to do with your car or something, yeah, no, I have no idea what to do with that. No. No clue. Yeah. But yeah, there's a locksmith company that we use. It's up on 8th Avenue, kind of downtown Ocala. Oh, we'll contact, yeah, so he's like up there as far as locksmith. He could probably open a car. He could probably, you know, he could probably open a deadbolt without having to use a drill. That would be nice. Yeah, like we had to call a locksmith for our office key because we wanted to change the office key, but it's not like a regular, like it's nothing I've ever seen before. So, yeah, we had to call somebody for that. So that cost like $200. Anyway, yeah, he's like way up here level. We're like way down here basics. So that was a question. I'm like, yeah, there's several different locksmith companies that you could contact and check and see if they're hiring in for that. I know with AAA, anything with cars, yeah. Cars are really smart, but at the same time, they're really irritating because they do stupid things. I almost lost my AAA membership. Actually, I did at one point lose my AAA membership because I locked my keys in the car so many times in 1 year. Yeah. I started hiding a key on my car. Now my car doesn't lock my keys inside of it. It knows. It's a little bit smarter than I was. But yeah, for many years in real estate, I actually had a key zip tied to the underside of my license plate because I locked my keys in my car so many times. It was just, you know, I But yeah, and AAA said that I'd called too many times for a locksmith, so they weren't going to cover me anymore. So now I have AAA under my husband. I don't even need it anymore as much, but I have killed my battery before and they came out, so that was nice. But anyway, so yes, locksmith definitely still needed. But I don't know. I would take the 8th Avenue guy, because yeah, they're always busy. It seems to take forever for a locksmith to get to be on the side of the road. Yeah. And the other question that I was, if you go to a beach, can you wear an inflatable beach ball suit? I don't see why not. I don't know that I've ever tried. So, I don't know. Try it and let me know. I don't know. I was at the beach today, but it was at the lake. I imagine you could do that. I don't know. Not sure. I imagine you can. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. Yeah, no idea. I was just thinking on Friday I'm supposed to go fly a plane. It's gonna be an interesting week. All right, well, on that note, I'm gonna go. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for chatting with me and spending a Saturday evening with me. And I hope you have a fantastic week. And I will see you soon. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.